Борзала, борзала да сеjo, ženi borzala da sejo, ženi v golemo selo da lečno. Silom siruška dočeka, jedna nedelja da mine, jedna nedelja da mine, u majka na gosti da dojde. Borzala ruška da se oženi v golemo selo dalečno. Na portiču kaj ruka, izlizaj majčo, otvarjaj, izlizaj majčo, otvarjaj, ruška je gladna i žadna. Borzala da se oženi v golemo selo dalečno. На татко най-хубавото момиче.
Can I just translate that song really quickly? It's a song about a woman who gets married called Rushka. She rushes to get married. She gets married, and not 1 week later, she comes back to her mum's house knocking on the door saying, "Mum, Mum, open, I'm so hungry."
На татко най-хубавото момиче. Ти си днеска толкова красива и толкова щастлива. Много те обичам и те изпращам с пълно сърце, с радост и с благословение. I am so happy for you, Lili. Today you are the most beautiful that I've ever seen you, the happiest. You're full of joy and you're sharing it with us. And it falls on me as the father of the bride today to say a few words to all your guests. You all know Lili, and so do I. She was born 20 years ago, and when she was born, she had a visit. It was in Cambridge, in the maternity hospital, and day one of your life, you had a visit from the monastery. Father Simeon from Essex Monastery came, and Esther, my beautiful wife, here, burst into floods of tears. Being a mother, being pregnant for 9 months, carrying your baby on your heart, delivering your baby, and then all of a sudden seeing the church arrive there in the room where you've given birth, unlocked for you. So much grace, so much joy, opened for you the gates to express the pain that you had, and at the same time it welcomed you. Father Simeon held you as an infant, as a 1-day-old baby in his hands, and blessed you and read prayers for you. And so your life started with the blessing of our monastery. And today, on this most beautiful day of your life, you're also receiving a unique blessing from our monastery. Thank you to the monastery, thank you to our bishop. And I have to say to you that I was the last person to find out. When Lili Andreas came at Christmas time and told us that they were engaged and they were planning to get married, it was an already decided fact, a statement that they delivered. And they concluded it with saying that they have already spoken with His Grace Bishop Raphael, who has blessed it. And as if this was not enough, they said, and Father Zacharias has also blessed it. And Father Zacharias has invited us to celebrate our wedding in the old church of the monastery, where weddings happen very rarely. And today, Georgina and Ben, who are here, know that they hold that first pride of place, or maybe you weren't the first, but that's what I know, to have been married in this church 33 years ago with the blessing of Father Sophroni. So today, your marriage under Lili and Andreas takes place in the church with the blessing of Father Zacharias, the monastery, but also Father Simeon. And so Lili was born, And immediately her greatest talent manifested itself. You've just heard Lili sing, didn't you? Well, just a couple of weeks old, Lili was singing and singing and singing and singing, and all night she was singing. And there was no end to her singing. And there was no sleep for mommy and daddy, none at all. And it was 12 o'clock, 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock, and she was still singing and not stopping, not even to take a breath. And nothing would help, nothing at all. And we were both absolutely at our limits and were throwing her around, carrying her, turning her on her tummy. She was singing and singing and singing. And in the end, what did we do? We went back to where she was born. We took her back to the hospital. I know you can't return babies from where they came from, but we didn't know what to do. And we thought, doctors know what to do. But doctor said, and Lili carried on singing. And they just said, just wait for a while. Well, we've been waiting since 7 o'clock in the afternoon, and it was 4 or 5 in the morning. Dawn was breaking, and Lili stopped singing. Doctor came and said, you see, babies, that's what they do. And this was the whole medical explanation to what we had experienced. We didn't know that she was going to be a full chorister, filling whole cathedrals with her voice and giving grace to our services in such a beautiful way. And that now, just as a surprise for their wedding, Lili and Andreas have released their first official recording on Spotify. Together with a team of people from Cyprus. And Lili gets paid 3 cents. 0.5p for each time anybody listens her song. So I hope you will help her raise more money so that they can make more recordings. On Spotify, she is known by a different name, Maria Krsteva. So she takes her own second name and my name as the father of the bride name on Spotify. So check it up now. So that's how Lili was born, and her first talents manifested themselves so quickly. And immediately, a few years later, came her sister Anastasia. And then we discovered something else about Lili. We were in the car, and Lili was about 2.5. Anastasia was a baby asleep. We were exhausted. And I had bought some chocolate. And I opened the chocolate, but very quietly so that Lili won't hear us in the back of the car. And I was trying to break off a piece and give it to Esther. And we hear this beautiful, piercing voice at the back saying, I want chocolate! And I very confidently say, but there isn't any. I can smell it! So we discovered how much Lili likes chocolates and cakes. And today you have the biggest cake in your life. And I hope it will be enough and that you will enjoy it. But with Anastasia, when Anastasia was able to do that, Lili and Anastasia liked playing theater. We had a bay window, very deep bay window with beautiful curtains. They'll hide behind these curtains and prepare for us whole theater plays. And then open the curtain and, play the whole show for us. And we had to pay tickets. Anastasia was meticulous, making sure, here you are. Anastasia was amazing, producing the tickets and making sure we sit in our chairs and, we had to collect the tickets and give pretend payment. And the two of you together was such a beautiful team on stage. And today when I looked at the two of you standing next to each other, I thought, I have seen this somewhere before. But today is so much better, so much more beautiful. You were amazing together, Lili and Sia. So an applause. Lily reached the stage of a young adulthood when she knows best, and she knew best for sure, and we weren't any longer needed. That was the time when our kind friends took her in. She didn't want to live with us anymore, so she went and lived with Dan. Where are you? There's the whole family, with Dan's family and Ellie, Sophie, and Anna. Thank you for taking her in when we could no longer take care of her because her needs had exceeded what we could do for her. And then Lily came back and she was so efficient. And she showed me it was the time of A levels, the hardest exams in life. And I'm saying, well, I teach at the university. I know a thing or two about exams. No, you don't know anything. I'll show you how you revise for an exam. Lily sits down and draws a timetable for the whole week. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday as well, just so you know. And then from 8 o'clock in the morning until 6, 7 o'clock in the evening, slot, what she's revising, this and this and this and this and this. Full revision timetable. How many of you have done this? Children here, I'm sure loads of them. But I was looking at Lily's revision timetable, and she decided to color code it. And I was looking at it and thinking, there's something really weird about it. I didn't know what it was. A few minutes later, I realized, you know what it was? There were no breaks. There was no lunch break. There was no coffee break. It was just work, and then work and make sure you do more work the next day. And I told Lily, perhaps you need a break. And she broke in tears and she just said, oh, yes, maybe I do. But I don't know how to take a break. All I know is how to work. Lily is a superb organizer, manages her time excellently. But now, this was the biggest organizational challenge for you, organizing a big wedding and doing it so much on your own. The initiative and everything, and you took a leading role in all the aspects, from decorating the church to arranging the tables. And I was thinking, where are the breaks? I have seen this before. And the break came. Andreas took Lily swimming yesterday and the day before yesterday in the midst of absolutely hectic preparation. So well done, Andreas. So I now know that Lily is safe. I know Lily is safe and she will take regular breaks. Because you see, life presents you with many challenges. It's like a mighty wind that blows and blows and blows. And you do need to know how to take cover, where to find shelter. For us, shelter was always the church. And I see that you have learned this. It's become something that you know and value, both of you together. I would like to finish reading a short poem called The Wedding Wind. All my wedding day and my wedding night was the night of the high wind. And a stable door was banging again and again out on the farm, and he, her new husband, must go and shut it and leave me alone in candlelight, hearing rain, rain. When he came back, he said, the horses were restless, and I was sad that any man or beast that night should lack the happiness I had. When I read this poem from Philip Larkin, I thought of you, Lily, because you would like everyone to share your happiness, man and beast. And today we're all here, and thank you for sharing it with us. I know that when the strong wind will blow, you will be safe. And when sometimes you have to be alone because he has to go and look after the horses that are restless, you will still have the happiness in your heart and wait for him to come back. Thank you both, and we send you off with our blessing and best wishes. You've never been more beautiful. You've never been so happy, so much yourself, your true self. But as I said, there were some tricky parts to when you're being very excited to do things, but now I know that with Andreas you will manage everything that you have to do, even when the wind blows day and night. So may God bless you and preserve you for many years. Let us all raise our glasses to Liliana and Andreas as husband and wife, to Mr. and Mrs. Samutis, down and under.
Father, there's not much I can say after what you said. Thank you so much for everything, and thank you for accepting me as your child in the family. I want to say one thing though, there is one big thing to be said. Lili is absolutely beautiful today. She is stunning. And this is something I've been waiting a long, long time that I wanted to say. Ladies and gentlemen, can I introduce you to my wife?
Andreas is amazing, and he is right. He is right, and he's right, and he's right. Lili is most beautiful, but let me tell you one thing, how Andreas got into our family and where the best recommendation came from, it was from Simeon. Because Simeon wrote a thank you card to Andreas after they announced that they were engaged, saying, Andreas, thank you. Thank you for making my sister so happy. She's so much nicer to me now.
Truly, I am the most blessed man alive to have Lili in my life and to have her as my wife. I'm not going to get, used to saying that. Thanks be to God, and thanks be to you too, Lili. Through God's mercy and glory, through the prayers of our Holy Father, Saint Sophronius and Saint Silouan, through the prayers of their eminence Bishop Raphael and Bishop Meleti, and of all the priests, monks and sisters, family and friends who are with us in person or in spirit, Lili and I stand before you today as a married couple. Thanks be to God, and thanks be to you too. Forgive me. Today, I and my beautiful, breathtaking, irreplaceable wife are one. All with the blessings and prayers of the holy mystery of the wedding. The fathers say, the Holy Spirit unites two in one and imparts gifts upon them, potential seeds to blossom. Now, more than ever, pray for us, that although unworthy, we may become good gardeners of that land. And most importantly, that we cultivate Christ's love for each other. A love that is sacrificial, a love that is humble, a love that is forgiving, a love that is patient and all-embracing. A love that has actually shined upon me from you, my love. A love that is sacrificial, that left everything in Durham, including her family, and with courage moved to London, a significant downgrade from Durham. A love that took on another career path, a singer and a physiotherapist. An all-embracing love that has been giving herself every living moment for us, for me and you, and for all of you here today. A love that is patient with my weaknesses, forgiving of my faults, embracing in all moments. A grateful and hopeful love, deciding only at age 19 that you wanted a married life with me. A truly brave love. A love that knows how to play, to challenge, to win, especially to win. To hide and seek, until one day I hid behind a tree, caught her off guard, proposed to her, and this time I won the game. Lilimu, meeting you has been the most exciting, unforgettable, and unbelievable adventure of my life. And the wonderful thing is, it's only just beginning. I feel that when I met you, I saw a flower ready to blossom, a beautiful lily. I could tell it was so beautiful, but I never imagined in my wildest dreams how stunning it would be when it started opening its petals, showing its colors and talents, singing, dancing, and playing in the sunlight like today. I find myself standing dumbfounded in awe of that beauty, especially in this moment. The even more wonderful thing is that behind those glimmering eyes, behind that sweet smile, is the real treasure. A treasure that the angels marveled at when God created you and when your mother bore you. A heart that can hold the entire world within it. An image of God himself. A potential saint. Thank you for seeing me and taking me as I am. May God continuously bless our marriage and that we may live eternally in his unconditional love, in ecstasy of the continuous wonders and gifts he reveals to us. Thank you, Lily. I'd like to say thank you to everyone, to Bishop Rafael, to Bishop Meleti today, to all of the priests who are with us. Specifically, I want to say thank you to Lily's parents, Father Nikita, to my mother now, my new mother Esther. Thank you for having her. And thank you to the siblings. Thank you to Sia, thank you to, where's Simi, for accepting me as your new brother with a lot of love. Thank you to my dad, Father George, to Kiragi, for giving me everything I have in this life. Thank you to all the siblings, Arsenios, Sophronia, Edward, Grigoria and Andreas, who weren't able to be here with us today, who just had their first baby, little Siluani. Can we have a little clap for them? A big clap for all the groomsmen and bridesmaids. For the maids of honor, Raleigh and Sia, for being such a great help to Lily, standing next to her at every moment. To Arsenios, although he went, he's unnoticed, he is the one that's going behind everything and fixing every little problem which crops up. And I'm like, oh, that's yours, Arseni, go. And some big special thanks to some of the people who actually contributed a lot. Can we have a big clap for Georgie and Ben? Georgie is our honorary wedding planner for the cake, for all the flowers. The Kessels for the lights and the blue, bright wedding car. To Uncle Elred and Nikki from the bottoms of our heart, thank you for all your support. Where are they? Thank you. To Raj and Sunita, again, dearest friends from the beginning, friends of the family, thank you so much, and our prayers and love is with Raj today. A big clap for them, please. And a big thank you to Auntie Becky and Uncle Frank, who for the past 2 weeks have been dealing with all of our ups and downs. We've been living with them, and we've been every day coming there, and they've been like, ooh, so what's new today? Well, this has happened, and this has happened, and I bought a car, and we don't have electricity in the house, and oh, it's okay, here's some wine. The wine was amazing. We have people who have come here today from Cyprus. Ευχαριστώ πάρα πολλά. Γιαγιά, παππού, θύε, ξαδέρφια, οι φίλοι μου, το Ζαρκάδι Μπουένι. Πραγματικά, και ο πάτερ Σόνος που δεν καταλάβει αγγλικά. Πούν τον. Ευχαριστώ σε. Πούν την ευχή σου. Έφυγεν. Πούν τον. Πάτερ μου. Αγαπώ σε πολλά. We have a lot of friends who've come all the way from Bulgaria. Uncles and cousins who are now of mine. Can we have a big clap for them? From Spain. From Romania. Let's go, let's go. From all around the UK. And that includes Scotland. Anybody Maria? Any Maria mas? I forgot Maria, my sister. God forgive me. Where is she? Maria, I love you so much. You know that Maria today, when she came to say goodbye to me, I literally broke down in tears. She turned to me yesterday and she goes to me, "You're like my second dad." There's 14 years of difference between us, but it's like the most beautiful relationship ever that we've had. Thank you, Mariam. And I have one last thank you. There are some people who are not with us today, but they are with us in spirit. Some people who we are part of who we are right now. Maybe we've never met them. Specifically, I'm talking about Granny Elizabeth and Grandpa Christopher, whose faces we see in every person in this room today. And one more couple of grandpa and grandmothers who I had the wonderful chance of meeting one of them, Grandpa Krasimir and Baba Lili, who I had the chance this summer to have such a wonderful time with her. For a week we were with her, and it was so beautiful. I didn't know Bulgarian, so what happened is she spoke Bulgarian to Lili, Lili translated to me, I would speak English to Lili. She didn't speak English, by the way, either. And Lili would speak to her in Bulgarian. And then Lili got sick, very sick. And Lili couldn't speak to her directly, so I had to go record Lili on the phone in Bulgarian and then run to Baba Lili and play the recording. And then Baba Lili would answer something that I didn't understand, and I'd just be like, da. And then 2 days before we left, this is hilarious, we're sitting in the room where Lili it's half sick, and she's like, all pale and everything. And then Baba Lili turns to me, and in the most beautiful Greek goes to me, "Ξέρεις, ξέρω πολύ καλά ελληνικά." I know Greek. And I was like, why didn't you say it earlier? And she was like, this is the wonderful thing. They have a gift in their family. She goes, I remembered it when you were talking to your mom on the phone and your dad in Greek. It all came back to me, and then she started talking in perfect Greek. It was unbelievable. And then Lili was sad because all this time she was translating. And when we were in Cyprus, I was the one translating, and now I had taken that away from her. But thanks be to God. I'll say one last sentence. May I end with the biggest thanks of tonight? Lilimu, thank you for showing me our purpose. To love unconditionally. To die for each other every day. So that when we go to rest that night, we say in one voice, what a great God is ours, giving us a life of giving. Ladies and gentlemen, let us raise a glass to Lili. My wife.
Hello everyone. Thank you all very much for being here tonight. First of all, congratulations to the bride and groom. You both look stunning. Well, most of you look stunning tonight. And as for the rest, thanks for showing up. For those of you who don't know me, My name is Arsenios, and I have the honor of being the best man, or as I like to remind people, Andreas' favorite brother. Now, Andreas and I first met roughly 20 years ago. I don't remember much, but I'm told it was quite emotional. Lots of crying. I think mostly from Andreas, when he realized he'd now be sharing the stage with a younger, uglier, shorter version of himself. As a child, Andreas was special. If you knew if you knew him back then, you'll know he was incredibly energetic, spontaneous, and full of ideas. He was always building things, fixing things, or let's be honest, breaking things just so he could fix them again. This was the boy who built chairs, tables, and even a whole chicken coop in our back garden. Chicken, yes. Okay, I'm Greek, yeah. However, he also built weapons. Weapons he would use exclusively on me. I was always amazed at how inventive he was. I once, I once watched him turn an ordinary bicycle into a full-blown motorbike. No one asked for it. No one wanted it. He just saw a YouTube tutorial and that was it. Mission accepted. The 10-year-old rusty bike became the talk of the town, hitting speeds of 50 miles per hour. There he was, flying down the street to school like an action hero. Until he hit a cat. And crashed in a dramatic slow motion. Both he and the bike were never the same again. The cat survived, in case you were wondering, but something else died that day. Andreas' reputation for excellence. Andreas was the oldest, the firstborn, the responsible one. Emotionally, he was usually pretty steady. Until it came to fights with Sophronia. Now those were epic. I remember one legendary battle that ended with Sophronia whacking him in on the head with a spoon. Andreas, this tough, creative, emotion control leader, went straight to our parents crying, "Why do I always get the blame?" It was beautiful. Growing up, I loved making him angry. It was my favorite sport. But when Andreas came back from 3 months in the army, I tried my usual tactics, thinking things were like old times. Big mistake. What followed was educational. Let's just say it involved a whip, which he made, and many push-ups. Lesson learned, never tease a man who's just returned from military service. Despite all that, Andreas and I have always been weirdly similar. Same humor, same overthinking, same strong opinions, especially when neither of us actually knows what we're talking about. We have the same habit of giving life advice that sounds very deep and then ends with something like, "Bro, just pray about it and go gym." That closeness jokes aside, that closeness has been such a blessing. Andreas has been my go-to for advice in every area of my life. School problems, ask Andreas. Relationship drama, ask Andreas. Existential crisis at 2 a.m., you guessed it, ask Andreas. And then there were the road trips. Long, endless road trips. Sometimes no bathroom. Sometimes no dignity. Andreas, I wouldn't be who I am today without you. I remember back in French class, when we were asked to name our role models, some said Elon Musk, some said David Goggins. I said my brother. The teacher gave me an F. But despite failing French many times, it's still true. You were and still are my role model. You've always been one step ahead, more mature, more disciplined, more caring, more wise. I might cry in the next sentences. Sofronia says I'll get better at this when I get in a relationship. Andreas, you somehow managed to exceed every expectation I've had of you as a kid. I know I'm not the best at expressing my feelings, but you've inspired me in ways I can't fully put into words, though I'm trying my best here tonight. I am deeply thankful to God for giving me a brother that I love so much and know he loves me too. Danny. Kom aan, dit is die woorden. Anyways. Thank you for always being there for the advice, the laughs, the late night talks. Thank you for being my best friend. Thanks for everything, bro. I love you. This year, you even started by Zanting Chan lessons with my teacher. So finally, I get to feel like maybe I inspired you for once, even just a bit. That being said, bro, you still need a lot of work. And I guess that's where Lili comes in. I still remember the day he FaceTimed me. We were mid-conversation talking about something very important, like if growing a beard instantly makes you spiritually wiser. When suddenly Andrea goes all serious, lowers his voice and says, bro, I was in Durham the other day. I met a girl. I'm like, yes, bro! Let's go! Who? And he goes, she's one of the Hookways' cousins. Oh dear, here we go again. I don't remember much else from that conversation. Anyways, let's go. I don't remember much from that conversation, but what stuck with me was how happy and excited Andreas sounded when he talked about Lili. And honestly, he still talks about her the same way. One thing I've learned from Lili, she cannot be roasted. I really tried, guys. But every time she hits me back, calm, collected, and with the voice of someone who could genuinely chant your funeral if you push it. And still make it sound beautiful. So I gave up. You two, just work. You've built something that's real, humble, joyful, and rooted in love. Your relationship, now marriage, has been a beautiful example for me. And I can only hope that one day I have something half as real. Preferably not with another Hookway cousin. No. I've shared many memories with Andreas. From snowboarding, playing Wii Sports, late night Bear Grylls episodes, podcast sessions, to stuffing our faces at 12:01 a.m. the minute a fast ended. One night, it was just me and Andreas eating at 12:30 a.m. We looked at each other like, wow, this is peak monk behavior. Suddenly, we hear footsteps. Someone's coming downstairs. It's Dad. We ask, Dad, why aren't you sleeping? He says, dead serious. I was sleeping, but I woke up. I forgot to eat. So I came to eat. Ladies and gentlemen, this is the family Lili married into. So before I end, I just want to say I love you both very much, even more than pita bread. And that says a lot. So please, everyone, raise your glasses with me to Andreas and Lili. May your love continue to grow stronger, deeper, and weirder every year. To the happy couple, everyone!